Agora, isso é. Ah, sim. Tá bom
Como você
assim?
está ótimo, está ótimo.
Tá ótimo, né?
Aham. E
Sim.
aqui atrás tem um quadro de Londres, mas eu estou no Rio, Rio de
Ah,
Janeiro.
que bom. Sim. Tá bom, podemos começar? Olá, boa tarde. Hello,
Boa
hello, Luciana.
tarde.
Tudo
Hello,
bem?
tudo bem?
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's
How
been a
are
long
you?
time.
How
Oh,
are
it's
you?
fine. Yeah, oh, we are fine. You know, during all this very difficult time that we are going through here in Brazil, I think I'm okay.
Okay, great to see you again after our nice week spent together with our tourists in February. Yeah, right before your carnival. Later, I will expect a few things, a few memories from you about the carnival itself, how it was during the pandemic. Yeah, you can tell me something about this as well. But first of all, welcome to Travel Chat by OLiTravel. And I would like to ask you, first of all, first question, like for all the guests, please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Luciana. I'm 49 years old and I've been a tour guide about, I don't know how many years. I work for many companies here, especially for Gray Line, which is an international company, and also for some Israeli and a German company where I met my friend here, Olimp. So I live in Rio de Janeiro, in the west area of the city, which is Barra da Tijuca. Just for you to know what it is. It is where the Olympic Games were held, the Olympic Park. I live exactly in front of the Olympic Park, and this is the west area of Rio, where we have 17 kilometers of coast. The most beautiful beaches are here,
Perfect.
and I love my city.
Sounds great. How you cannot love your city when your city is called the wonderful city, Cidade
Oh, I
Maravilhosa.
live in one of the most beautiful places in the world.
It's number one in my top favorite cities. In the end, I will ask from you as well a top of your favorite cities, except Rio. Okay. But second question, please. Who gave you the idea, or how did you became a tour guide?
It was very interesting because I started being a tour guide. It was not a local tour guide. I started with Disney World. I worked for Disney World for 9 years. First of all, I was a trainee, and then after 2 years, I was taking groups from Rio de Janeiro to Orlando in the United States, and it took about 9 years doing the same thing, and then Israel. And then I started doing it, going to Israel, Rio, Israel, Rio, Orlando. So, New York City, I worked in New York as a coordinator. I coordinated the groups that were going to Disney World, 45 children, teenagers, and then I spent with them about 4 days in New York and then going to Orlando. Then I came to Rio de Janeiro and I started to teach tour guides.
Yeah,
I am a teacher, so I started to be a teacher in a very special center where the tour guides in Rio de Janeiro are trained. So I used it to teach them technique and also teach them how international history and technique. That's what I did. And I also and then I started training guides to accompany groups to Disney World. So then Gray Line, another company here in Rio de Janeiro that now is not working anymore, it invited me um, to guide, to be a local guide,
I see.
and then began my experience being a local guide in Rio de Janeiro, from teaching to the street. That was it was like a bridge.
Great, great. I just wanted to ask you, how many years did you live in United States, or how much time did you spend in the United States? Because your English is pretty American for me. It sounds pretty
Yes,
American.
very
Or
American.
you've been working a lot with American tourists in
A
Rio
lot,
or in
a lot.
Brazil?
Yeah. First of all, I teach English. So I teach English, Spanish, and then I went to the United States and started. I have a, I started studying at Michigan University.
Yeah.
I have a master's at Michigan University, very cold Michigan. So I
Really?
spent about 2 years of my life studying
In USA?
and in USA, and then working as a guide, and also having contact with people in America.
Of course.
And then I
That
I
helps a
have
lot, I think.
yeah, I have another degree. I am a I made a degree. I have a degree in theology,
Yeah.
and then it made me travel to United States to make some lectures. So that's why my English is very, very much American.
Yeah, it's pretty American. Well, my next question would be, when and where did you got your license as an official? Because of course I met you as an official tourist guide. You've been our official license guide. When did you got your license? After how many years starting to working with groups, or how it came into your life to become a licensed official
Yeah,
guide?
here in Brazil, especially in Rio de Janeiro, you have to study about 1 year and a half, depending on you, 1 year and a half, 2 years, and then you have so many examinations, your language skills and everything, and then you get your license from the Ministry of Tourism
I
in
see.
Brazil. I have license. I have international, local, and national license.
When
Some,
did you got this?
oh, it was a long time ago. It was about, let me see, 2000 and we are 2020, about 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yes.
I see. And how many languages do you speak fluently?
Hebrew, English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French.
Okay, which is your mother language then? Please tell me.
I said Hebrew is my mother tongue. Yeah, my mother language. Yes.
Yes, because of your roots coming from where? If
Israel. I was born in Haifa, it's a very small town. Yes, but then um, my roots are really Jewish, but you know, my dad is Brazilian, my mom is Portuguese. Half Portuguese, half French. So
oh,
that's why,
great.
but I am Brazilian. My nationality is Brazilian. I have double citizenship. So I have double, no, three. I have Portuguese and Israeli and Brazilian.
Really, Portuguese nationality as well.
Yes.
Great, I didn't know this.
My passport is European.
Yeah, yeah, great, exactly. Great. So let's start a little bit about this situation, which worries us all, and which we are confronting with. When
Yes.
and how did you receive the news, the first news about coronavirus, or about this COVID-19 virus?
I work with a very special company here in Rio de Janeiro, and they receive ships here in Rio de Janeiro.
Mhm.
It's one of the most not to say the most important, but one of the most important companies working with ships here. I'm very proud to be a guide to be in this staff. And then we received the first ship here in Brazil. It was in January that we received a ship. It was Princess, Royal Princess,
Mm-hmm.
and we received here in the beginning of January. We started to know about this virus that was going on in China, but
Yeah,
was
me too.
something very far from us, you know,
Yeah,
very far from us. When you were here, I have already known about it, but you saw we were not very worried about that because it was something very far from
yeah,
us,
exactly.
you know. But the first time I met a very difficult situation when it was in February when the ship arrived here in Rio, and we were about 40 guides, and we
Mm-hmm.
stayed inside a bus from 6 o'clock in the morning up to midday because we were informed that there were 2 or 3 people inside the ship, with the
Positive.
coronavirus. That's what they use it to say.
Yeah.
We stayed inside the bus. Everybody, all the guides, we knew what to do, but we could not wear the masks. We could not do anything, just to wash our hands and try to be as far as possible. And but we could not wear the masks. They said it was not good because the people would not feel themselves comfortable with the guides using the mask, and we were exposed to that, and it was terrible. But here in Rio de Janeiro, life was going on as it is, going to
Yeah,
the beach. I live here in front of the beach, so I can't go there. So my life is extremely changed. But you see, it was the first time I heard about the COVID-19.
I see. And what's your personal opinion about it? From where it comes? From a lab or from Wuhan animal market? What do you think from where it has the origins? Your personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist, but you see, I, as I said, I have a second degree in theology, so I have a channel in the YouTube where I usually tell messages to people, and some people ask me that, what do you think about it? I think, as I've been researching, um, that maybe it was created, it was there in the lab, and someone or in some way it was, how can I say, it was like an accident, I hope.
Hopefully, by
Maybe by
mistake.
accident, maybe by accident someone was infected with that and took it on to public. Um, Although we know that in China they eat so many things that are very strange for us, right?
Yeah,
But I still think it was created in a lab. And I have some friends in the United States, scientists, people from the university where I studied, that they say maybe it was in the lab.
I see. What's your opinion about this quarantine? The world it's still partial in quarantine, and some of the countries are still keeping people inside the house. What do you think? How long we should stay in our homes, or what's your hope for the future? How it will develop the future? We
You
cannot
know,
guess, of course, but what are your personal hopes?
I expect here in Rio, I'm talking about the city where I live, Brazil, okay? So in Rio, I think we are in the top of it, okay? Nowadays, we have our hospitals with 100%. There is
No masks.
no mask,
Yeah.
oxygen mask or
Ventilators.
Nothing. We are, here in the quarantine, and now Rio is supposed to be locked down.
Really?
Yes,
So it's still not
unfortunately.
under lockdown.
No, not yet. But the cover in Rio de Janeiro is, maybe we are going to have it in 1 or 2 days.
Hmm.
It was about to be today, but they didn't decide anything. What I think is that we have to stay home. Why? Because not because we are not going to get this virus. It's just because the hospitals here don't have, how can I say, don't have basis to afford
Yeah.
all these people going there at the same time. So we have some curves, and we are in the top of this curve. Now we are feeling it.
Hmm.
Just for you to have an idea, today I saw in the news and also in other open TV channels that we have about 1,200 people here in Rio de Janeiro waiting for a bed inside a hospital.
Oh my God. So
This
it's
is hard.
pretty serious. Yeah.
I have friends, guides that got this virus. I have friends that got the virus, went home, didn't have any kind of problems,
No
um,
symptoms, nothing.
no symptoms. They were asymptomatics, as
Yeah,
they say.
exactly.
And then when they arrived home, she arrived. I have a friend that she lost her husband,
Oh my God.
25 years of marriage. This is very, very serious.
It's
We have
terrible.
to stay home. So if your place where you live, the people say, "Oh, it's not. You can go out. Don't wear the masks. Don't do it. Stay home." This is what we have to do. Unfortunately, in Rio de Janeiro, we are fighting with Ligia. Ligia is a kind of syndicate that we have here with the tour guides.
Yeah.
If we don't work, we don't receive. So there are some people that we are trying to gather up all, how can I say, money as possible to try to help those tour guides that did they don't have the same life as I have. So
Yeah.
some people don't have money. Some no. 90% of all the tour guides here, I think, they don't have money anymore. So, and the government is giving us just 600 reais. You know what it is. You have already lived in Brazil. It's nothing.
Yes.
It's nothing.
It's really nothing.
And then we are trying, and we are having giving all our efforts to have a law. It's called the law number 2034 that will give the tour guides all over the state of Rio de Janeiro at least 1,000 reais per month, which is nothing.
But it's
But
still some help. Yeah.
it will help somehow, someone, yes. But I put in my Facebook an account that if you want to give, if the people would like to give any
Donate.
assistance,
Yeah, to donate
donate
for this
something,
cause.
because there are guides that don't have anything anymore and they are going through a very
Most of
bad
us, yeah, we are without. We lost our jobs with this pandemic, and yeah, it's the situation. It's still unpredictable. We still don't know what the future will bring for us. But honestly, do you hope? Because I do. Do you hope that this summer I mean, summer here in Europe, which is winter in Brazil, of course, for people that know, uh, mid of this year, do you think that it's gonna be still some touristic activities, or the tourism will restart?
I think tourism is going to be the last thing that is going to start everywhere. But here in Brazil, I think only, I hope only in November. I'm being
that's beginning of summer for you.
It's beginning of summer.
Yeah, you
so
can.
So many people, and the beginning of the season of the ship season. You know, I
Yeah,
think people are going to come from Europe to Brazil, but I hope we have these tourists here for us to start working.
yeah.
Okay.
At least that's what we hope. The European tourist guides that at least from mid of summer, let's say July, August, we're gonna have at least half of European summer season. You know, to can work something, to can finally gain some money, because we are all spending, or most of us, we already spent what we've been gaining last year, and everybody's waiting here for the summer season to start, but only if it will be safe, and only if we can do it safely, with safety measures and everything, which will be for sure all around the world, not only in tourism, right?
Yes, I think our lives not going to be the same after this.
Never. Everything's gonna change. Well, let's because we are close to the end of this travel chat interview here at OLiTravel. I'd like to put some happiness, un poco de alegría, and in the end, tell me please how it was the Carnival
Oh, it
2020.
was fantastic, fantastic.
Because it was already in full pandemic. How did you celebrate it? How did you done? Tell me, because I know Carnival is always fantastic, but this, I
Yeah,
think it
but
was a special Carnival.
it
It
was
was.
special. But here during Carnival, there was nothing here.
Mhm.
No cases, just one case. It was in the end
Unbelievable.
after Carnival it appeared. So we just had the chance to wake up and say and see that something was going on about March 15th.
I see.
March 15th, from March, the 1st of March on, we knew that was something happening. We started having all the procedures, but no masks. And on March 15th, everything closed. So during Carnival, that was in February, everything was nice. It was fantastic.
Like last year, it was so crowded with international tourists.
The hotels were 100% full.
So the tourists were not afraid to fly, to travel there
No,
during Carnival.
no, they were not.
It was still on the limit. It was still on the limit before the
pandemic. The pandemic came to Brazil after Carnival, so we knew about it. Maybe we received so many people here infected, of course.
Yeah.
But we didn't know. There were no tests. Nobody was tested. Only with when they had symptoms. So they have to see the temperature, and that was okay. There were no procedures, very strict procedures with the people with the tourists coming to Brazil during Carnival or before it.
So all the allegoric cars, trio eléctrico, everything was like the years before.
Wow, fantastic!
Not only in Rio, as well in Salvador de Bahia, and all over in Sao Paulo. The Carnival was the same like years before.
Yeah, it was the same. Everybody, Rio de Janeiro is different from everything, right? But you know, I like Bahia, Salvador. It's different from here.
Yeah.
But in Rio de Janeiro, it was a party. You know, it was a party. As is people, you know, I always say to my tourists when they come to Brazil that the best thing in Rio de Janeiro are not the beaches, are not the beautiful areas that we have here. The best thing we have in Rio de Janeiro are people. They are fantastic.
Yeah, cariocas.
Cariocas is not, how can I say, a citizenship. Carioca is a style of life. That's what we do. We say.
Beautiful, beautiful. So here we are in the end, almost in the end of this travel chat. And I'd like to ask you to name for us your personal favorite top three cities in the world, top three cities in the world, except Cidade Maravilhosa.
Ah, okay, the three. Top number three.
Yes,
Top number three is Paris. I love it.
it's on the first or on the third
On
position?
the third, on the
Third,
third.
okay,
On the
okay.
second,
Second,
my favorite place is Jerusalem.
of course,
And the
great.
first one is almost always Lisboa, Portugal.
Lisboa, Portugal.
Portugal
Que
is
lindo.
fantastic. The
Great,
food is the same.
great, great. For me, as I told you, first ever, it's and it will be always it's Cidade Maravilhosa. It's Rio.
Ah,
Only
Rio
after
is.
that it comes Barcelona and Hania. But Rio remains in my heart because it's really an amazing city. And in the very end of our interview, I'd like to remind a little bit my own Portuguese, and I'd like to ask you a favor to finish this travel chat in Portuguese because for sure the cariocas and all your Brazilian
Excellent.
tourist guide colleagues who of course understand English and speak English and many other languages, for sure they will be happy to hear us talking a little bit, chatting a little bit in Portuguese as well. Tá
Então,
bom?
eu quero convidar a todos para virem para o Rio de Janeiro. Quando tudo isso passar, nós estaremos aqui. As nossas praias estão muito mais bonitas. É, a floresta da Tijuca está maravilhosa. Esse tempo de confinamento só tem deixado a cidade mais bonita. E quero convidar todos vocês e aos meus colegas guias de turismo, parabéns, porque nós somos fortes, nós somos brasileiros e a gente não desiste nunca. E eu quero convidar você para vir para o Rio de Janeiro. Come to Rio. Vem para o Rio.
Eu também penso que antes de turismo internacional vai recomeçar de novo, vai ser lotado como antes, sim. Eu penso que vocês também precisam de relançar um pouco o turismo interior. Então, porque o Brasil é como um continente, é bem grandão, é maravilhoso e vocês podem visitar tantos lugares,
Foz do
tantos lugares
Iguaçu, Bahia, Salvador,
como como nós
Fortaleza.
fazemos na Europa aqui. Então, vocês podem relançar a economia e o turismo brasileiro, primeiramente com o turismo interior, eu acho, e depois também, claro que as turistas internacionais vai chegar lá na Cidade Maravilhosa, em Nordeste, em Fortaleza, em Salvador, no São Paulo, no
Natal,
Iguaçu,
Natal.
Natal, sim, tantos lugares lindos. É um prazer,
Amazônia, que é maravilhosa.
que
Esse
saudade de
país
todo o
é
Brasil.
abençoado por Deus.
Sim, eu tenho muita saudade do Brasil. Muito obrigado para essa entrevista, Luciana. Thank you so much for this interview, Luciana Carvalho. Please tell us your full, beautiful name because you are Luciana Carvalho, but you have a longer, beautiful name like all Brazilians. And we're gonna end with this, yeah?
Luciana Carvalho de Jesus.
De Jesus. So God bless you, God help you and all the Brazilians. God help us all to get out healthy, safety, be safe and sound. Let's get out all as soon as possible from this pandemic. And I just hope that we can start again working in our beautiful job, which is tourism. And we're going to start again receiving tourists from all over the world in all the beautiful places that we are working to guide them, to show them the history and the beautiful things that we know about everything that we have to show them. Yeah. Thank you so much, Luciana. Muito
Thank you.
obrigado. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.
We're gonna meet again here in Rio, or
Yeah,
maybe I'm going to
we are
Romania to
waiting. We are
visit you.
waiting in Romania as well, in Transylvania, and come to Europe as soon as possible when
Okay.
all these things will pass. Because we talked about Carnival before, I'd like to use this signal that I have it for so many years, and
Use it
it
now.
was
Use it
my
now.
it was my signal to call and collect my tourists, even in Turkey or in Morocco or Spain, wherever I was guiding, and it sounds like in the real Brazilian carnival. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations. I don't know how to do it.
I learned it from a carioca who sold this to me. Yeah.
We use it during the Brazilian fest carnival,
Carnival. Yeah.
during the to gather all the school of sambas.
Exactly. Luciana, again, thank you so much. Muito obrigado. Take care of
Você
yourself.
também, saudades.
Saudade mesmo. I hope we're gonna meet when all this will pass again with some nice, beautiful group. Greetings from my tourists as well to you because I'm in touch with them on our WhatsApp group since
Yeah, they
February.
are in Facebook, some of them.
They would be
Yes.
happy. They would be happy to see you in our travel chat by OLiTravel. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Muito
so
obrigado.
my hug to them. Okay, I love you.
Muito obrigado. Thank you so much, Luciana. Thank you. Thank
Bye
you. Take
bye.
care. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay home.
Thank you.